Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of X-Raised, where knowledge meets inspiration in the intricate dance of industry evolution. Whether you're watching us on video or tuning in via Spotify or Amazon Music, we're so glad to have you here. Now, over the past few episodes, we've been deep diving into the very future of law. AI-powered workflows, ethical paradoxes, machine-made decisions, and today, we bring it all home. Our guest actually needs no introduction on this show, but she absolutely deserves one. She's an award winning barrister with 2 decades of legal firepower under her belt and academic credentials so impressive I almost needed a legal dictionary to get through her CV. She holds a certificate of management excellence from Harvard Business School and was recognized as a female barrister of the year in 2021 by Lawyers Weekly. And that's just Wednesday for her, guys. She's the mind behind MiAI Law, a platform that blends AI with legal precision to empower law firms and practitioners, not to replace them. Under her leadership, MyAI Law has redefined how legal research is done faster, smarter, and always grounded in integrity. She's bold, she's brilliant, and she's back for part 4 of our ongoing series, A World Without Lawyers. Please welcome the always eloquent Laina Chan, CEO of My AI Law. Good morning, Laina.
Good morning. Thanks, Miles, for a lovely introduction, as always.
I have a lot to say, if I'm being honest. It's good to have you back every time you join us. As mentioned in the previous episode, for sure our audience walks away sharper than before, and I do too every time. And
Thank
sometimes we're slightly more terrified of AI, but in a good way. Today, we're wrapping up this epic 4 part journey with the final chapter, Why the Human Lawyer is Irreplaceable. So let's start with a future facing view. My AI law is clearly helping lawyers work faster and smarter. But let's say a law student came up to you, Lena, today and nervously asked, will I be competing with my AI in 5 years? So, what mindset shift do you think they need to embrace in order to not just survive, but thrive in an AI augmented legal profession?
I think they need to understand how AI works. And I know I've told you many times how AI
Uh-huh.
works in previous episodes, but they need to put aside their fear and learn to become really good prompt engineers so that they know how to interact with the AI model to get the AI model to work for them. So A, put aside your fear. B,
Uh-huh.
become the best prompt engineer. Learn that the AI model is something that you need to learn to interact with as if they're your best friend.
Uh-huh.
And so it's a back and forth exchange for you to get the AI to do what you want it to do, because at the end of the day, it is just a machine.
Uh-huh.
And you have to tell it where you want to go and search, what you want it to do, and what kind of results you're looking for from the model. Then when you get those results, you have to then verify, interrogate, and go deeper.
Uh-huh.
Go deeper than what the AI has delivered back to you, because at the end of the day, it's only a draft. It's only something, a signpost to help you, to help direct your research in the right direction. And same with the preparation of documents, etc. It's only giving you a draft, and then you have to bring your critical thinking and your knowledge to it to get it to behave or deliver the outcome that you want. So
Mhm.
AI is there to only help you become the best version of yourself.
Yeah. So basically, never ever fear AI. Feed it with better, more precise prompts, then go do the real work. But do it with curiosity and your legal instincts intact, I guess. The law degree is basically safe, but maybe invest in a minor in critical thinking and AI fluency.
But to get the AI to behave really well, you need to
Mhm.
guide it. So if you have no legal knowledge at all, you wouldn't even know the right question to ask.
Uh-huh.
So it's only the consumer, the non-lawyer, who seems to think that AI can replace the lawyer, or they
Mhm.
want the AI to replace the lawyer. And I understand law students and junior lawyers are worried that they're going to be replaced, but they're not,
Mhm.
because you need to know what are the right questions to ask the AI to
Yeah.
get it to be its best self.
Mhm. Now, if you had to maybe preserve just one deeply human capability from today's lawyers, something my AI law, no matter how advanced, will never ever truly replicate, what would that be and why?
Your, as you say, your curiosity and your attention to detail, so that you must always check your work and
Uh-huh.
not just think that, well, except you have to proceed from a fundamental premise that the AI is not there to replace you. All it's there to do is make your life easier and get you more efficient. But whatever it's returning to you, you still have to interrogate yourself. You have to check the work, and then you have to go deeper because the AI
Mhm.
will give you a superficial answer.
Yeah.
Even if it's evidence-based and it's verifiable, you still have to go into the case to make sure, well, A, whether what the AI is telling you is accurate. Then you have to think about how what the AI is telling you is actually going to help you get to the outcome that you're looking for with your client.
Mhm. Right. And I like the one you said earlier, legal gut check, the ability to hear something and immediately think, well, maybe that doesn't quite add up. I have to ask again because you just can't download instinct, at least not yet.
You don't need to get that instinct. You can call it instinct, but that's your legal knowledge.
Right. Of
Not
course.
anyone can just ask the model to do the research for them because you have to.
They didn't have
There's so
any idea
many
about
questions you can
it.
ask the model. The model can't read your mind, and the model doesn't know what it is you're looking for. So
Mhm.
you need to ask very pointed questions to the model so
Mhm.
that it can assist you in the best possible way.
It has to really know what you're looking for.
Exactly, because it's got such a massive database and how it's, and there's so many different types of laws, there's so many different
Mhm.
types of questions, there's so many different factual scenarios that can arise.
Mhm.
So you need to become the best possible prompt engineer so that the AI will understand exactly what it is you're looking for, so it can then guide you.
Uh-huh. Yeah, speaking of that, let's talk liability because what's a good legal conversation without a sprinkle of risk, right? As AI gets more integrated into legal workflows, Lena, what happens when the decision is a co-production between human and AI? Do we need to redefine accountability in this brave new hybrid world? I mean, could we see a day when or where we're defining something like AI assisted malpractice? I wonder how should the legal profession get ahead of that frontier?
Well, by not just relying on the AI to bring your human judgment to the
Basically.
whole process.
Hmm.
The AI is just a junior. Even if it's a PhD level researcher, it still doesn't have any legal training. It still doesn't have any experience. It's up to the lawyer to work out what to do with all the information that's being returned to you.
Right.
And the senior lawyers have to guide the junior lawyers on what to do with all the data. All we've cut out is the drudgery.
Uh-huh. Right. So in
To
other
get
words,
to the core, to help you get to the core essence of the case faster. That's all AI is there to do. And then you have to apply all your legal judgment and expertise to the
mhm,
problem that you're
mhm.
trying to solve.
Yeah. So in other words, you can always consult AI, but the final call still needs a signature with ink, not actually just code. Because
It's not
accountability.
just the
Hmm.
Sorry. It's not
Yeah.
just the final call. Everyone thinks that AI is going to give you some perfect, beautifully crafted, perfect answer. And all the lawyer has to do is adopt it and off they go. That is not how AI
That's
works.
impossible. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
accountability can't be automated.
And they can't abrogate their responsibility to the AI. They have to bring their judgment to bear on every single problem or every single output that the AI is returning to them.
Yeah. Now, Lena, this one's close to your own courtroom instincts, I'm sure. You've mentioned this in our past episodes, and I want to bring it back. Hallucinations. Not the dreamy kind, but the AI generated ones. What's something my AI law simply cannot detect in a brief or a dispute? Something that only a seasoned human lawyer like you would catch by instinct.
The AI doesn't understand what it's reading. It's only probabilities and inference. So
Mhm.
it can see patterns where there are no patterns
Okay.
because that's how AI works. It's only predicting on the balance of probability what the likely next set of words are going to be if you start with this particular set of words. So it's been trained on the entire internet. And even though we have curated the databases and the list of websites that MiAI can look at in answering the questions, you
Mhm.
can't eliminate the fact that the language model still has been trained on the entire internet.
Yeah.
So it might find patterns and make inferences that are not there in the actual document
Okay. Mhm.
because simply of the way the language model has been trained. And you can put in guardrails to tell it it's not supposed to do that, it can't do that, everything has to be evidence-based, etc. But you
Mhm.
can't guarantee that the language model is going to behave the way you want it to behave because at the end of the day, all it's been trained on is probabilities. And then from the probabilities, it infers what the likely next set of words are going to be.
Uh-huh. Well, exactly. Again, everything at My AI Law is evidence-based. And you've gone from watching legal practice evolve from your early days to leading the charge in AI legal research platforms today. So you've absolutely seen the arc of transformation. As we round off this series, what message would you want to leave profession with? I mean, what must we remember or they remember as we head further into this AI shaped era?
That AI is not here to replace you, but to help you be the best version of yourself. That version that has infinite capacity to read every single case in the database, to look at every single resource available to help you with your answer. The AI is tireless and it can do all that, but at the end of the day, whatever it returns to you is still only based on probabilities and inference, and it can only go so deep because otherwise you'd have to read a million pages of output, which you don't want. It's just there to help you focus your mind and to direct you in the correct on the correct path to
Mhm.
get you to the outcome that you need. But there's no replacement for deep thinking
Mhm.
and hard work.
Yeah. Well, beautifully
AI is
said,
just,
Layton.
yeah, it's not there to replace your deep thinking and hard work, but it is there to help, as I said, put you on the right path and make sure that the time that you have is best spent to
Mhm.
return the outcome that you're looking for your client.
Yeah. In short, it's not here to replace your judgment. It's here to supercharge it, to boost it.
Yes, and
Uh,
to save you time, you still have to spend the work. You still have to spend the time and do the hard work of reading the case and understanding what the case really says. But what my AI will do is it will direct you to the set of cases that you need to read in depth. So instead of having to read through 100, 200 cases to find that the core set of cases that are relevant to your problem, it
mhm.
will direct you to the 5, 10, 15 cases that it says.
Yeah. More efficient and still deeply, powerfully human.
Mhm.
Mhm. Well, what a way to close this series, Lena. Thank you so much again for coming back to X-Rays, for sharing your brilliance, and for continuing to lead from both the courtroom and the code base and continue smacking.
We smack it all the time.
Smack it
because
up.
the developers will say this, and then I say, oh no. When I was developing all these prompts and code and everything, it took a lot of smacking as well to get it to work. And then now
Mhm.
when we're trying to make our model behave, we have to do the same thing. We have to smack it
Yeah.
to make it behave because it doesn't behave on first go, second go, third go. Sometimes it's like 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th go that this stupid model is finally behaving. It takes a lot of smacking.
Okay, and we
Time.
can't wait for the lunch, as I've said. Thank you, Lena. If you guys have been following us from the beginning of this series, A World Without Lawyers, I'm sure you've learned at least one thing. It's not a world without lawyers we're heading toward. It's a world with better ones, smarter tools, and deeper judgment. If your head isn't spinning in the best way possible, you can always go back and re-listen to all the episodes of this series. Thank you everyone for sticking with me and Laina on this journey. I hope you check out myai.law to learn more about how they're transforming legal research with intelligence and integrity. We'll catch you again on the next episodes with a new series, right, Laina?
Mhm.
Until
We'll
then,
have to work
remember,
out what we're going to talk about. Yes.
right. Maybe they can just comment on which one would they want us to tackle then. And I'll see you then. Remember, the
Thanks,
law
Miles.
may uh-huh. And guys, remember, the law may evolve, but wisdom never goes out of style. This has been your host, Miles. Stay focused and inspired with X-Raced.